my vegan meal prep series. If you're new to the channel or you've never seen one of these videos before, basically I am going to show you how to prep 5 days worth of food, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Everything is gluten-free and vegan. We are starting with an amazing strawberry banana oatmeal muffin recipe that is packed with nutrients and flavor. It's oil-free, it's naturally sweetened, it uses a base of oats as well as some almond flour, so it's packed with protein and fiber, and you guys are gonna love them. Our lunch/dinner recipes are interchangeable, so you could have one for lunch, one for dinner, you make the decision. But we are making my spring quinoa minestrone soup, which is packed with spring vegetables that of course are also customizable based on what you have on hand or what's available in your area. And then we are also making a creamy Mediterranean pasta salad. This could be served warm or cold. I prefer it cold, but you could also make it hot if you wanted. We are making this with Mediterranean vegetables, so olives, tomatoes, cucumbers, and making a creamy yogurt hummus dressing. So we're also getting in some healthy fats as well as some fiber and protein. So you guys are gonna love these meals. Let's just go ahead and dive right in. So we're gonna start with these strawberry banana oatmeal muffins, and we will begin by mashing our banana. So the recipe calls for 1 cup of mashed bananas. For me, that was about 3 medium bananas, but you'll just wanna go by measurement rather than the number of bananas. So it's 1 cup mashed. Once that's all mashed up and smooth, we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce, 1 tablespoon of flaxseed meal, 3 tablespoons of water, a teaspoon of vanilla extract, and a 1/4 cup of non-dairy milk. And then you'll just mix this all together until it's nice and smooth. Then we'll stir in the coconut sugar, and then we'll set this aside and let it all sit and come together and gel while we mix the dry ingredients. So the dry ingredients, we are using 2 cups of oat flour, 1/2 cup of quick cooking oats, 1/2 cup of almond flour, and a teaspoon of baking powder. And then you'll just whisk this together or stir it together until it's evenly combined. And then we will add this to the wet ingredients and fold it all together until a thick batter forms. Don't worry about it being too thick because we want this batter to be thicker than a traditional muffin batter. Then we will fold in 1/2 cup of chopped fresh strawberries. You could also use frozen, or you could use another kind of berry if you don't want to use strawberry. And then you're gonna just fold it all together until it's evenly incorporated. And then we are going to use a greased 12-cup muffin tin, and we're gonna add about a 1/4 cup, maybe a little bit more of the batter into the muffin tin. And then you can top each of them with a sliced strawberry. Just makes them look pretty. It's not necessary, but I like how it looks. And then we're gonna bake these at 375 degrees for about 18 minutes until they're nice and golden brown. And when a toothpick is inserted into the center, it comes out clean. So you're gonna wanna let these cool in the pan for about 5 minutes, and then you can transfer them to a wire rack and let them cool completely before enjoying them. These are best kept on the counter at room temperature for 2 to 3 days, and the other ones can be frozen and thawed as needed. Our second recipe is our spring minestrone soup. You guys are gonna love this. We're gonna start by just chopping up all of our veggies. So we are using 1 white onion, and I'm going to just finely dice this. And then we're also gonna use a small to medium zucchini, and I like to half it and then cut them into crescent shapes. And then we're gonna do 2 carrots. And about half a bunch of asparagus. So to get started with the soup, we're gonna heat 1 tablespoon of olive oil in a Dutch oven or a large soup pan. Once that's hot, you can add in 3 garlic cloves that have been minced, as well as the onion and the carrots. And we're just gonna stir that all together and let those cook until the onions become translucent. And then to that, we are gonna add 1 28-ounce can of crushed or diced tomatoes, as well as 4 cups of liquid. I used water and a vegetable bouillon cube, but you could also use vegetable broth. And then we're gonna add in a 1/4 cup of white quinoa, as well as a can of white beans, or you could use garbanzo beans if you wanted, as well as 2 teaspoons of Italian seasoning and a teaspoon of sea salt. And then we'll just stir this all together and bring the mixture to a boil. And then we'll cover it and let it simmer for about 20 minutes. After the 20-minute mark, you can remove the lid and add in the remaining vegetables. So the asparagus, the zucchini. We're also adding in a cup of frozen peas and about 3 cups of chopped kale. And then just stir it all together until all of the veggies are covered in the liquid. Put the lid back on and let this simmer for another 10 minutes. And then for meal prep purposes, let it cool completely before you store it in the fridge. This will keep for 5 days. I like these glass containers. They're linked below if you want to check them out. And then to serve, I also like to garnish with some nutritional yeast, and then when you're ready to eat it at the office, you can just heat it up, pour it into a bowl, add a little bit more nutritional yeast if you want, and enjoy. Our last recipe is the Mediterranean pasta salad. We are going to start by chopping up all of our veggies. So I'm chopping up 3 pickling cucumbers, a carton of cherry tomatoes, half a cup of pitted Kalamata olives, and then we are going to set this aside and make the dressing. So the dressing is a 1/4 cup of hummus, a 1/4 cup of coconut yogurt, a tablespoon of olive oil, a tablespoon of red wine vinegar, the juice of 2 lemons, as well as 2 tablespoons of chopped chives, a pinch of salt, and some cracked black pepper. And then just stir this all together until it's smooth and creamy. And then you're going to be using a pound of cooked and cooled pasta. So I did this the day before. You can use any pasta variety that you like. I use a red lentil variety. And you're going to pour this into the bowl along with the cucumbers, the tomatoes, and the olives, and then top it with the dressing. And then just stir it all together until it's totally combined and the pasta is covered in that creamy, amazing dressing. To store it, you can just put it in a glass lock container. These are also linked in the description box below, and that's it. It's a super simple recipe, and you guys are gonna love it. And there you have it, my friends. That wraps up our 5th episode in the meal prep series. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. You guys seem to be loving the series, so I'm definitely going to continue doing it. I'm going to plan on doing it every single month. Sometimes it scatters a little bit farther based on what else I have planned, but we're trying to do one of these every single month. And if you have specific suggestions or if there are themes that you want to see, definitely leave them in the comments below. I've thought about doing a grain-free one. I've also thought about doing a vegetarian, so not necessarily vegan one. I could also do one that is maybe more detox friendly. Basically, the sky is the limit, so if you have specific suggestions or if there is a specific theme that you want to see, definitely let me know. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, you can do so by clicking the red button that is right below this video. It says subscribe, and then there's also a little bell right next to that button. If you hit that button, it will turn on your notifications and make sure that you never miss another video. I share new videos every Tuesday and Friday, so there is a ton more content coming your way. And of course, there is tons in the archives, so if you feel like binging, I don't blame you. Definitely what I like to do sometimes on YouTube, especially with food videos. So go ahead and browse through the archives, and there's a ton of playlists. I've linked some that you might be interested in the description box below. Other than that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a really great rest of your Friday, and happy weekend. Bye, everybody.